morning. We're running the puppy through the car sound system again. We did it yesterday, and it sounded pretty good from what I could hear. We're going to continue with that. Not sure how much charge I have on my AirPods because I forgot to plug them in last night. It's a pretty day today. It is 57 degrees. I think our high today is like 64 or something like that. This is my favorite weather right now. Sunshiny, cool. You can wear a hoodie or a sweater, leggings, feel comfy, fluffy comfy. I am really not awake yet. I am so far behind today, it's not funny. But we are headed out for the day to get some things done, which probably will take most of the day. I have to go to Brookhaven, and then I have to go to East Lake, and then I have to go to the store because I have no coffee. I had enough coffee for today this morning, but I used the last of it. The last of the drinkable coffee anyway. There's coffee there, but it's not coffee I'm willing to drink unless it's all that's left. I ran out of coffee creamer as well, but I had condensed milk and regular milk, so I just made my own. Y'all can Google that up, but you can make your own coffee creamers. The taste is a little bit different depending on what you do with it. I found out too when I was looking that up, you can make your own condensed milk, which is really interesting. You soak raisins in milk for like 12 hours, and the raisins soak up the milk. Why are we in the street? The raisins soak up the milk, and then the milk gets more thick, and the sweetness from the raisins goes into the milk. And then you can use the raisins like on your oatmeal or whatever on something else. You don't have to throw them away, but then that gives you condensed milk. I mean, I already had condensed milk, but it's good to know I can make it if I need to. Although normally the chances would be better that I would have condensed milk on hand than it would be that I would have raisins on hand. I just so happen to have some of both. But I'm going to get back into baking too. I think y'all are going to be watching some baking streams. I've always wanted to really start getting into making pastries and things. And he wants some pastries too. I mean, it's really hard to find any good, decent German pastries down here. I mean, there's a German restaurant out in Stone Mountain that supposedly has a good bakery, but it didn't impress me when I was out there. The one out in Smyrna is better, but it's just too far to go. And why is there a van in the road? Okay, it's too early for this shenanigans here. Entirely too early for these shenanigans. Go around him now. Thank you. Or her. It's an Amazon shenanigans. You see why that van's all busted up. She didn't even lock her car or turn it off. Just left it running with the door hanging wide open. Anyhow, shenanigans. I don't know why I'm using that word lately. I like that word. He asked me yesterday, what does shenanigans mean? When we first got together, he was always asking me what words I said meant. It's very rare now that I come up with words he doesn't understand. The Barrette. Last night I was out doing my workings, my pets, and I get home and he had hopped in the shower, and my dog was like, "Oh, mommy's here, feed me, feed me," and I'm like, you know what? Let me wait a minute and ask and make sure that he fed her, whether he fed her or not, because sometimes he feeds her. And he not only fed her, but she tricked him into feeding her twice. She's done that with me before too. She's very, very smart. She's way too smart for her own good. She tricked him into, he forgot that he had fed her, and she tricked him into feeding her twice. And then when I got home, and it was right before I got home, and then when I got home, she's over there trying to get me to feed her. Like, really, Luna? You cannot eat that much. And then she got fed this morning, and she didn't even eat half of her food. She was still full from the night before. Goofy dog. Gonzo is live. Character Warehouse. Doggy. So if anybody wants to see the Disney Character Warehouse, The Adventures of Gonzo is live. Or you guys can stay here and go watch it later, but either way is completely understandable. Today I'm just going to do a small grocery today of things that I can't really get on Amazon, and then do an Amazon delivery for like the heavier things that I don't feel like carrying and stuff like that. I saw him walking yesterday. I have to sneeze in the mornings. Hey! Hey! There's the new Bank of America. And then that blue tarp fence is where the Bank of America used to be. The new Bank of America definitely looks prettier, but it's still Bank of America. I call it something else that I can't say on the air. I could, but I'm not going to. We try not to say bad things, bad words. I guess we're just going to stay over there and turn from that lane. I meant to go to McDonald's and get breakfast. I don't think they have breakfast anymore this morning. Anyway, and McDonald's used to have 24-hour breakfast. It was awesome because I don't eat when I first get up. I have my coffee, gotta wake up, and I don't eat for like a couple hours. By the time I get out the door and everything, it's after the normal breakfast time. Paw print. Pittsburgh, the West Virginia tag. I don't know what area they're from. Unless that was a Steelers thing. They're probably from that part of West Virginia that's right there underneath Pittsburgh where the three states meet. There's some pretty cool bridges there. Last time I was there, it was a very poor area, but it's very pretty. The flowers were pretty on that fence. think anybody else is awake yet today. What day is today anyway? Is it Sunday? My days are so screwed up. Yep, it's Sunday. That's why nobody's up yet. Everybody is otherwise occupado. Really don't have that much to say today. Kind of taking y'all along for the ride. Another day in the life. Yesterday was the first day since I bought this that I drove it at night, which went a lot more smoothly than I thought it would. I figured it would go smoothly. When I was driving the Honda Fit, like that gold car that we just saw with the West Virginia tag, it's right there, orange car. That's what I was driving, but it was black, and I can't. It's so low to the ground and so tiny. Number one, it's rated like the highest safety ratings in its class, but it's very tiny, so you feel unsafe even though you're not. And you're low to the ground, so all the headlights shine in the window at you. And I'm used to driving SUVs, so yeah, it had to go. Wow, I don't think I've ever seen this parking lot over here so empty. But I had a panic attack almost every time I drove it, which drives me nuts because I'm one of those people. I've always been one of those people. I just like to get in the car and drive. I don't even necessarily have to have a destination in mind. I love road trips. I love driving, and I still haven't been on the interstate since 2017. A lot of that is because here the interstates are insane. If you've ever driven through Atlanta, you know that. I'm definitely going to have to work on getting over that before we move next year, because when we move next year, I'm going to have to drive the interstate to get wherever we decide to move to, whether it's Florida or Ohio or wherever in between. But at least driving the back roads, the city roads, doesn't freak me out like it used to. That's it. And again, this is the VA hospital on the left. I think I've mentioned that a few times, but in case you haven't been here before, the hospital part in the middle, and that building right there is the administration building. They don't let you in there. You can wander around the hospital at will, but the administration building, they've got a bunch of security. You can't go in there at all. It's kind of funny. I'm really surprised they let us wander around the hospital the way they do. You can pretty much go anywhere in that hospital. I do need to take a delivery to keep my thing active. Oy, I missed that plate. I'm really coherent. So it looks like we're getting a new gas station here on the right. I can't remember what was there. It was probably a gas station. I know that one was up there. There was a giant, not giant, but there was a big apartment complex back in here that was really nice, Williamsburg, and it was very colonial looking. They tore most of it down. I know, it's just before. I don't remember what they put there, though. Because they were still tearing it down the last time I was back there, so I have no idea what's back there now. They may have actually stopped building at one point because of everything going on. I was watching the stream from yesterday, driving through here, and wondering, it looked different to me than what I see because it looked very grayish. It may just have been the overcastedness, the overcast sky. Tesla, MTV. I don't even want to know. The leaves will be starting to change in another month or so, depending on the weather. They're probably going to start early this year because the weather's different. I'm all for that. Probably going to have a snowstorm this winter too. But the leaves here are not as pretty as they are up back home. We pretty much have reds and browns here, and that's it. They're not red, they're like a dirty red. A little bit of yellow, but not a lot, and it's like a dirty yellow. It's a muted yellow. Back home, we have a tree called sugar maple, which they don't grow here. It's not the right climate. I think sugar maple is when you get the syrup out of it, if I'm correct. I don't remember. I used to know all this stuff. But the sugar maple is the tree that turns the pretty colors, the bright yellows and oranges and reds, and it's what creates really, really, really pretty fall foliage. And it's one of the things I miss about back home. Coming into this part of the season, I get more homesick than I do normally, all the way up until it snows. Not that it snows, but that it keeps snowing. And it's cold. And I like that all the way up until it's there for longer than a week. After a week, it can go, and I'm back to I'm back to, well, maybe we can stay down here. But that doesn't last long because then shortly thereafter it's hot here, like in March, and it might still be getting a little bit of snow up there. Let's see if this McDonald's still has breakfast. But it's like not hot. It's the hot I can't deal with. We don't really have a spring. If I would have gotten out of the house on time, I would have been able to get breakfast. Our winter is like fall. It's like a really long fall, which is cool. But we don't really have a spring. It's like a day or two of spring, and then, summer. Ha ha. No spring for you. Maybe if I put this closer. We're going to hop in here and see if they still have breakfast. I'm not really in the mood for anything else. Okay, that guy's going to go walking across there, so we'll go this way. Oh, yeah. pretty Jaguar. Something tells me that by the time I get up there, it's going to be too late for breakfast. For sure. Like 2 minutes to 10:30. This Sunday, they might do till 11. I still have breakfast on the thing. How may I help you? Hi, can I get a number 1, please, with Dr. Pepper? That's all? That's it. $5.39. Thanks. You're welcome. Yay, they still have breakfast. Ooh, I should have got a McGriddle. That would have been better. Oh well. Is there anybody at this window? Nope, I don't think so. Looks like the window's closed. I've got coffee, but it's time to switch over to something else. I don't drink that much soda anymore. So I got that. Yep. Hold still. You kept moving it down and okay, thanks. Thank you. She kept, I was trying to put my card in the thing and she kept pushing it forward, like lowering it. Thank you. They have plastic cups. Interesting. Go around here. For a minute. See if we can't find some place to park the car for a second. Let's go right here for a second so I can get all my stuff out here. You see that vine that's draping over all those bushes and stuff over there? That's called kudzu. It's come from Japan at some point. It's very, very invasive. And it dies off every winter, but then it comes back. And it just takes over everything. And you could lose a car in it in a week at most, and during the high growth season. McMuffin. I don't want to eat in my car, but sometimes it cannot be avoided with COVID because you can't really go in and eat anywhere right now. Wait for this truck to come around the corner and then we'll get moving. But kudzu is very hard to kill. There's a Sam Cub back there. I used to deliver that hotel a lot right there. There's a huge apartment complex back there. new within maybe the last 5 or 6 years, 5 or 10 years. Uh, Delivered in that apartment complex right there a lot too. I had one lady that used to order all the time, and that hotel. There was a pizza place I worked at down in towards the Publix and stuff down in Decatur, and I liked working there, but I really liked everybody I worked with. I liked my boss, but money was not great, and it was delivery, which I was trying to get out of. I got another job offer, which was better. The offer was better. It didn't pan out that. I mean, it was the new job I took. I loved the job, but I was offered a certain compensation when I took the job over, and it was on the other side of town. So I needed that compensation to be able to move over there. So I'm kind of glad I didn't now. Like this side of town much better. But they, when it came time to get that compensation, all of a sudden, oh, I can't pay that. Dude, really? Because the compensation was salary plus bonus, percent of profit bonus. And I took that store. It was a tire shop. I took that store from 6,000 to 24,000 a week. I think it was a week. I don't remember if it was a week or a month. I think it was a week. But the owner was not good at money management. And I would have to do things like wait a couple days to get my paycheck so we could pay employees. And he had two businesses and would kind of mix the monies. And he was supposed to pay me partially out of the tire shop and partially out of the other business because I was going to help run both. And I don't know if it was that he was bad at money management. He was bad at telling the wrong people no. Airplane. today would be a pretty day to watch the planes take off, but I doubt there would be many on a Sunday morning. Maybe later. People coming back into town for work. Oh, there's a hash brown in there somewhere too. Cheese on my thumb. The reason I get over here now is a lot of people turn right here to go down to the street that we're going over right now. And I don't want to block them from being able to turn right on red. I like McDonald's and Burger King breakfast, but I don't like any of their other food. Occasionally I'll want a Big Mac or something, or a fish fillet, but for the most part, not so much. Something's coming to me from Illinois, and I have no idea who or what. According to the post office. Probably something Amazon. I just got a weird text message I need to look at. So I'm going to let y'all go. I'm almost where I need to be. And apparently I have some stuff going on. So I hope everyone has a wonderful day, and we'll probably see you all later. Be well.